What it is, what it do, cyber world, it is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. We appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you for your love, your support. It makes a huge, huge difference. Today, we are joined by author extraordinaire, the beautiful Melody Schoenfeld. Hey, Melody.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
Fantastic.
Awesome, awesome. All right, Melody, so let our audience know, where are you from? Where do you represent?
Well, I'm from New York, but I live in LA now, so, and kind of via Chicago, so I've kind of been everywhere.
Yeah, that's quite a jump from East Coast, West Coast. I will say that.
We're stop in the middle.
Stopping off in the middle, but yeah, definitely. I love LA. The traffic, I could leave with you guys. I'll do that.
No, I hear you. Like, I work a mile and a half from my house, so that makes my life a lot easier.
Oh, goodness. Wow, yeah, I'd imagine. So, Melody, let us know, what were your aspirations as a child? What did you want to be when you were an adult?
Well, first I wanted to be a trapeze artist.
Okay.
But that was short-lived, which turned out to be a good thing because I'm scared of heights. But then I decided I wanted to be a singer, and I still want to be a singer. And I am one. I'm a heavy metal singer. I sing in a bunch of bands. So there's that. And that's really what I wanted to be. And, you know, everything else was kind of secondary. And my parents, the only thing I ever listened to them about was that they talked me into getting a sensible major in college, and my sensible major was I majored in elementary education and Italian. So I realized from that I did not want to be a teacher. And I kept pursuing music, and so I kept taking other jobs because, you know, I wasn't making any money as a musician, so I needed to do something else. So I was an advertising executive, and I worked for a law firm, and I worked for an architecture firm, and then I was a computer consultant for about 5 years. And this whole time, you know, I wasn't making a whole lot of money, and so I helped my brother out because my brother had opened a gym, a personal training center. And so I helped him out, and basically what he would do is he would give me the exercises that he was giving his clients, and so, you know, he had his program, and he would show me what the exercises were in proper form, and then I would guide them through it. And I felt like I didn't want to talk the talk if I wasn't walking the walk, and that's how I got into fitness. So what I discovered was I loved the fitness thing, and so with everything else that I was doing, no matter where I was still doing that on the side. And then September 11th happened, and I reevaluated my whole life and said, all right, well, what do I want to be doing, and who do I want to be doing it with? And at the time, I was dating a guy who lived in L.A., and so I decided to move to L.A., and I went full-time into fitness, and it's been that way ever since.
Would you say that aspect of fitness training was the catalyst for you starting your journey to veganism?
Not really. I've always kind of been headed towards the vegan thing because I've always been huge into animals. I'm a huge animal lover, and when I was a little kid, I loved lobster, and I liked looking at the lobsters in the tank. But it didn't occur to me that they were the ones on the plate. And then I was at some restaurant with my parents where they brought the live one to the table. And then I made that connection. Yeah, right? Traumatizing. So then I made the connection and I stopped eating lobster. And then the red meat, basically we were on a class trip in the 8th grade to one of those, like, you know, those like 18th century villages that you can go to where they kind of, it's like a mock village and they teach you what life was like at that time. And they like weave, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So they had, in this village, they had, you know, they were weaving hemp and all the stuff, and they had like a village butcher or slaughterhouse or something, but whatever it was a cow hanging out to dry in front of it, and that was it for red meat for me. Yeah.
Oh,
so I've always kind of been on the way there.
Well, God bless your little heart. If that wasn't going to make you vegan, I don't know what was.
Right?
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I'm actually surprised I'm the only one who went that way after that trip.
Yeah, that'd be enough for me. I don't know. I guess as a kid growing up, also I always had a really good um, affiliation with animals, but I don't think it was till I was an adult that I kind of started to make the connection. Oh yeah, these chickens are cute and they're pretty, and oh, chicken wings come from the chicken. Good to know.
It's so easy to not make the connection because it doesn't look like it, like it just like it's like this thing on a plate.
And I actually had I'm not vegan. I guess technically I'm pescatarian, but I cut out I cut out all red meat, poultry out of my diet about a little over a decade ago. And a friend of mine was working at PETA actually, and she had me watch this video called "Meet Your Meat," and that's all I needed. That was it for me. And it wakes you up because, like you said, we don't think about it. We don't put the two and two together. But that was that was the end of that end of the tale for me.
I get it. Oh my God.
Yeah. All right, so back on track. So we're gonna get back on track, but we're gonna take a brief break. Melody, when we come back, we're talking more pop culture, how everyone is vegan this month, and the next month it's something else. So we're gonna we're gonna jump into that too. You guys, hang tight.
Sounds good. Sure.
Did you know that some foods can cause weight gain, body aches, and extreme fatigue? These are just some of the symptoms of food intolerance. Well, what is food intolerance? Food intolerance can occur when the body cannot properly digest certain foods. This can result in acid reflux, migraines, and so many other painful issues. How do you find out what foods are causing this irritation? It's easy. Pinner Test. With 500,000 satisfied clients worldwide, Pinner Test is the #1 way of identifying foods that may be causing discomfort. This simple at-home kit is easy to use with results usually within 2 weeks via email. It's that simple, all right? What are you waiting for? Go visit pinnertest.com and use my special promo code AshSaidIt for your discount today. Welcome back, you guys. We're talking with Melody Schoenfeld, and we're talking, we got a little off track a little bit there, Melody, but that's okay, because it's my show, and we run it the way that I want to run it. So that's fine. That's just perfect. So we're talking about how Netflix and all of these other great media sectors, every week, every month, there's a new special on why people should be away from animals and veganism is the way. But why do you feel that people have these short stances with becoming vegan?
Well, I think, it's kind of like a lot of the other diets that happen out there, where something will happen to make everybody go, oh, being vegan is going to make me lose weight, or oh, being vegan is the way I'm going to not have cancer, oh, being vegan, like more recently it was the What the Health documentary.
Yeah.
A lot of people jumped on the vegan train with that one, and that was the intention of that movie. It was intended to scare the crap out of people so that they would become vegan, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
So
definitely not. All right, so the new book, Pleasure Not Meatin You, a science-based approach to the vegan lifestyle. What was the inspiration behind this project?
Well, it really was things like that movie, like What the Health and other movies and books like it that made me want to write this, because most of the information out there that is, under the guise of scientific is not, it's biased. It's biased, it's cherry-picked, and it's designed to make people take action to become vegan. And my goal is not to turn people vegan. My goal is to educate people so that they do it properly, and so for me, it was really important to write something that was not biased and that was not trying to push an agenda on people. And so what I did when I wrote this was, I know some people who are very, very high up in the nutrition world, like Jose Antonio is the head of a major sports nutrition organization. Mike Israel is a very well-known, big, strong dude, and also a professor of nutrition at Notre Dame. and things like that. And so I had those guys who are decidedly not vegan go over my science and make sure that I was getting things right. And so that was my goal with this book. And then the other half of it is a cookbook. And the cookbook was mostly because my friends and clients have been telling me to write a cookbook for a really long time. And so I decided, well, what can I do? Because there's a million vegan cookbooks out there. And I don't personally cook from recipes most of the time. Like, I'll take a recipe and be like, I could do better than that, and then I'll just mess around with it. So the recipes were the hardest part for me, because that was like, this is not how I normally cook, and I have to figure out how I do this. But what I wanted to do was create recipes that wouldn't be particularly difficult to make, that just about anybody would enjoy, even if they are not vegan. And so that was the idea with that part. But the main issue for me was to get the information, the science out there.
Yeah, and I think that's needed, because, like you said, a lot of these companies with these specials and these movies and these documentaries, like you said, they're trying to force people or scare people into the vegan lifestyle, but they're not giving the full story, and they're not educating people. They're just telling you, okay, look, this is what it is. This is really what's happening. And that, on the other aspect of it, people are not doing the research. So it's almost like they're kind of like, oh, well, I watched that documentary and it said that I should do this, so I'm going to do that, without trying to back it themselves and trying to figure out exactly why they're making those steps and why they're making those changes. So.
Yeah, and I think the other issue is that if your goal is to convert somebody to your religion, so to speak, let's call this religion. If your goal is to convert somebody to your religion, and you terrify them into it, chances are they're not going to continue doing that for very long, because they didn't consider how to do this in a sustainable way, and so they did it based on half-truths, and they did it based on a whim, and so then it's a huge change to make, and to do it without any forethought is very, very... It's a bad idea, because you need to, there's a lot of things you need to do to know as a vegan in order to do it helpfully.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Last but certainly not least, what advice would you have for anyone that is seriously considering the vegan lifestyle?
Well, probably about my books. Probably the most important thing is to understand what you need nutritionally, because you cannot get it all from your diet. And so it's very, very important to supplement appropriately. So I would say, out of everything, that is the most important thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, Melody, let everyone know the best way that they can get in contact with you, and, of course, to get this book.
My book is available on Amazon. There's a quick link through the website, pleasurenotmeatingyou.com. It's MEATINGU.com. So you can check it out through there. I am all over Facebook, very Facebookable. I'm on Instagram. I am on Twitter. I believe I am the only Melody Schoenfeld on any of those. And if I'm not, I'm easy to find. And so you can find me that way as well.
Perfection. Thank you so much, Melody, for sharing a little bit of your story, and, of course, sharing this amazing book. I know people are going to really look forward to it.
I hope so. Thanks so much for having me.
Not a problem. And thank you guys for tuning into the show. Thank you for your downloads. Your love and support has not gone unseen. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time.